Hey guys, welcome back to another Where to Find, where I show you, usually, where to find bosses in V Rising, but today we'll be showing you where to find specific mats or materials used for crafting. Today we will be hunting down some of the more late game materials. This will be including items such as you will be finding in these areas right here, the Ancient Village, as well as the other Ancient Village over here, which are due north of the rightmost waygate in the Cursed Forest. The specific ingredients we'll be going for today are the Spectral Dust, Ghost Yarn, and as well as the Scourgestone, which is one of the bigger materials you have to make for crafting in V Rising. Today I'm going to show you specifically the area that I like to farm in and the path that people will follow. I think almost everybody who plays this game that does these routes will be following the path that I'm showing you, so you might run into some other people doing so, but it'll be the ancient villages both here and at the entrance specifically right there. So first I'll show you the further one and then I'll show you the closer. Note this is my inventory right now. It is empty except for a handful of miscellaneous items, so I'm going to show you what I have from start to finish. We'll do a quick run of it. I'll show you most of what I'm going to be doing. Some of it I'll try to skip so you're not too bored and seeing some nonsense. And I'll show you also, of course, the miscellaneous items that we'll be picking up from here as well. So without further ado, of course, we're going to be starting our run. Kind of rude that we're already running into certain mobs fighting us. So, mind you, I'm a level 81 that's doing this, so it's going to be a lot easier for me. But I have had success doing this from start of level 58. So if you're about 58 is when I was able to start soloing this place. Now it's going to be a lot easier for me, of course, and it would be tanking a lot less damage. But anywhere from 58 all the way till now, which I believe is the late game at 81, you'll be able to do this place hands down, no trouble at all. So again, this is the first part of the zone. You can also pick up these nodes of iron ore, very important. I'm just not going to be picking up any just because I don't need any myself, and I just want to show you guys the specific route and the areas that you'll be hitting. So first off was, of course, that first room, the small room. It'll spawn with one skeleton mage or sometimes one banshee. Then it'll be this second room, which will always spawn with two skelly mages. You'll always want to be picking up what's in these containers and occasionally breaking what is in the crates. From there, you'll be picking up all the kills on all the banshees whenever possible. The reason you do this is because they will be nice. Every time you fight a banshee, there will be a good chance that you get a Scourgestone from fighting with them. Now, I highly don't recommend doing this in the daytime, just because daytime you run into a lot more issues and survivability, but seeing as I'm level to 81, I'm allowed to do this without getting punished too much. I also have a 96 creature on me, so don't recommend going this crazy with it, but if you think you can do it, definitely go ahead and add it. So we're just picking up everything and then we're going to filter through it later on. And lastly, it'll be this room right here. I think so. There's 3 rooms in total and about 4 or 5 banshees that you'll be able to kill. And again, some of these miscellaneous materials that you'll be picking up, they can be good, they can be useful to you in your adventures, but the specifics we're going for are the Scourgestone, Spectral Dust, and Ghost Yarn. So I've cleared this building, and this building right here. You can kill all these crates too as well if you'd like to, as well as get these mushrooms. But I'm going to be moving on to the second area just so you guys can see what you'll be dealing with. Mind you, again, you'll be running into Knight Marshal Sticks as well, so definitely try to avoid him if you're a little bit lower level. I still have trouble fighting him, so just bear with that. With the magic of editing, I'm also going to not make you guys run this whole path, but just so you are aware, the path will lead you going from here, looping all the way just like that to the new zone for farming. But again, magic of editing, and in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, with the magic of editing, we have just arrived at the second ancient village. And from here, I'll show you guys the route that I take specifically. You can also take it backwards, you can do it forward, you can do it however you want it, but these are the specific places that you'll be farming. So again, without further ado, here is the second part of this camping, this route. So it looks like I see somebody already fighting here. Let's see if they're going to be a problem with this fight. I would hope not, but we can see what they are. Friend or foe? Of course, we were hoping to show a full representation of what we were going to be able to farm here, but you know, in a PvP game, you're never going to get what you want 100%, so sometimes you just live with that, right? Sometimes you just deal with what you get. Again, you're going to be clearing every one of these rooms. Don't leave anything behind. Every material you can find in them is useful, but we are just going for very specific ones. And of course, sometimes you'll walk into rooms like this where you'll find a golden chest. Not the norm, but you will run into them every once in a while. As well, you can just see I just picked up some silver, so I have silver sickness. By this point in the game, you should be able to actually just be able to tank that with a cloak. Most cloaks, I think, already run silver res, so you should be able to pick up a handful of silver without having any damage. Alright, one room to go. Alright. So with that, I'm going to stop the time here and note that it was relatively efficient for what we have just done. This is just clearing out 2 areas just to farm out some specific materials. I've spread out just so you guys can see the materials that we were referring to, plus the miscellaneous as well. So from these maybe 4 minutes that I spent specifically farming, we picked up 2 Scourgestone, 4 Spectrals, 4 Ghost Yarn, and 13 Grave Dust as well, which is a secondary mat that is very important when you're gearing up. But these 3 are very high tier end game materials, which we just farmed in 5 minutes very quickly. And that was the route for those pieces in the Cursed Forest in the ancient villages. This wasn't necessarily the fastest clear nor the most efficient, but it was pretty standard. You know, you're going to run into some interferences, you're going to run into getting ganked by one of the mobs in the side of the road, but you'll always be able to successfully get some of these materials, and I would say this is even on the lower end of what you'd receive, on top of these miscellaneous pieces on the side here. But that is that, guys, and if you did like that video, please hit that like button. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and peace.